question. If you believe in not letting anyone tell you what you can and can't say, then will you break national rules like burning a country's flag? What about saying the N-word?
Wait, I don't think that nobody should not be able to tell me what I can or cannot say. They can tell me what I should and should not say, and I could choose to ignore them or listen to their advice, right? So, yeah, I don't think anybody shouldn't be able to tell me. Like if somebody comes and tells me that, Armin, I don't think you should do that, say that, they have every right to come and tell me that they think I shouldn't say something. And I get to listen to them telling me what I should or should not say. And I could discern to be like, yes, you have a point. If I say this, it's going to cause more harm than good. I will listen to you. And then I'll listen to someone like, Armin, you shouldn't say this. I'm like, I think you're full of crap. And I'm not going to listen to your advice, right? So I think people should get to tell me what I should and should not say. And nobody's telling them not to.
I certainly think you should be able to burn a country's flag. No question.
Yeah, and I think it would be a good idea to burn a country's flag. If it's not a crime, okay, especially if it's not a crime and it's somebody suggesting that it should be, then you are in a safe position to burn it as a fight for freedom, because first of all, you're not committing anything illegal. And secondary, you're trying to make sure that this doesn't become law by normalizing it, right? However, if it does become illegal, then it's your, you could decide that this is an unjust law. And if you want to take the risk to do something that is illegal because you're fighting against an unjust law, that's your choice, okay? You would be considered a hero, in my opinion. I'm not advising anybody to break the law, okay? But this is basically the same as not sitting at the back of the bus. I'm not saying that following every law is justified. Like, I'm not saying you shouldn't commit anything illegal. No. I'm not suggesting that people should take this risk, but if somebody decides to take this risk by breaking an unjust law, I think that's a very noble thing to do. And
civil disobedience.
Civil disobedience. I think it's a good thing, right? So yeah, burning country's flag, I think makes sense. The N-word, I don't think it makes sense to use that because this is not a law, and it's not even close to ever becoming a law. So I don't see why you would use a word that doesn't benefit anybody. Like, there is no legal consequences to saying that, right? So I don't see why would that be a sign of protest by using it. I just see some people requesting that you use that because what it means and how it's used, it's an insult to a whole bunch of group of people. And right now there's a request for people not to use that. There's no legal consequences for using that. And so why would I use it? I don't see any purpose in using it.
Hey guys, if you're a fan of blasphemy and sexy Kali, like me, then that means that you probably want more blasphemous art. Well, I have good news for you. If you subscribe to our newsletter, link in the description below, then you get a free booklet of some of the tastiest blasphemous art available today. So, if you want some of this delicious blasphemy, and we're so generous that we update it for you guys weekly for free, all you have to do is sign up for our newsletter below. You can also go to blasphemousart.com/ebook. That's blasphemousart.com/ebook. Sign up with your email, and you get free gifts of this tasty blasphemy. What could be better? So make sure you sign up. Link below.
Especially because using it. So here's the thing: if somebody uses it because they're quoting somebody, to me the intention matters, right? But I think like a lot of people who do use it, they are actively just trying to hurt a whole bunch of people, and I think that some people who might be using it might even act like they're their intentions is not to normalize hurting people. So I just want to don't want to provide cover for that, right? Yeah, I choose not to use it. I do think that if at any point somebody was like quoting Martin Luther King and they use the N-word and people attack that person, I think that's ridiculous. That's insane. I think if somebody, yeah, so there are certain, like, I think the intentions do matter. I think intentions matter. Like if somebody is like celebrating Martin Luther King, right? And they're reading a quote by Martin Luther King and it has the N-word in there and they say it, okay? You know this person is not a racist. They're celebrate like this, you know, this guy is their hero, right? Maybe you could argue that maybe they shouldn't use it, right? Even if they are celebrating Martin Luther King, but maybe you have a point. But accusing them of racism is insane. Also, another thing is that even if you can point to me like, okay, Armin, then you think that if you're quoting Martin Luther King and you use the N-word, that's not a bad thing in that situation, then use it. Well, then in that situation, I'm like, well, I have to pick our battle, right? Like, even though this is not illegal, I think the backlash that you might get from that might lose every single platform that we have, right? How many battles do we have to fight at this point, right? Like, I'm not convinced that you should use it just to make a point, right? But we're already losing our platforms left and right. And you want me to fight this battle as well and lose more of our platforms, right?
Yeah,
I mean, you need to be a bit more strategic about how we actually end up reaching to people that we want to reach to, right? So yes, we want to be able to normalize a fight against unjustified forms of censorship, but there needs to be some planning and some strategy to that as well. It can't be just like go out guns blazing and willy-nilly at everything and everyone. And again, I'm not even convinced that this would be justified or not, right? I'm saying even if it was justified, we have to pick our battles. But go on, Susan.
But I think I've heard you argue before or talk about how you don't think it should be so taboo.
No, here's the thing. I think even if you could convince me that it's wrong, if somebody didn't intend to be racist, they shouldn't be like, you could be like, I think that was wrong for you to use that. You shouldn't be like, you're racist. Like, it shouldn't be like a taboo. You could be like, maybe they did something that is wrong. But if they weren't intending to be racist about it, then tell them they were wrong without accusing them of racism. You know what I mean? Like, so if somebody thinks like, look, I'm just quoting Martin Luther King, how is this racist? If you think they're doing something wrong, that is different from accusing them of being a bigot, right? So it shouldn't be as, so I'm just saying, like, telling people, like, so yeah, it shouldn't be a taboo because, it could be as bad as somebody being misinformed about how much harm something could cause, right? It could be that. I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But even if you're on the side of using this word is harmful, then don't just put everybody in the basket. Well, you must be a bigot if you're using it, because there's some context to some. Like, let's say somebody like sings it in a song, and they don't think this is racist because they're just singing a song, okay?
Yeah.
And maybe you disagree with them. Maybe you're like, no, you shouldn't use it, even if it's in a song. Maybe you're right and they're wrong, but even if they're wrong, that doesn't mean that they're racist for using it in a song. Anyways,
well, I'll have to rewatch the conversation you had with Shannon Q. We had a conversation about that towards the end, and I can't remember what you said about it, but it made people's heads explode in her live chat. I feel like your take was like much spicier than what you just said in some way.
No, I said the same thing. I
said
if somebody,
like, Armin, why are you doing this to me?
I said specifically this. I gave the same example. I said, how could it be racist if you're quoting Martin Luther King?
No, that's why I said I'll have to rewatch it, because I feel like I remembered something different.
Tell me if I'm being inconsistent.
Yeah.
Guys, by the way, I talk a lot. I'm pretty sure I have been inconsistent on some things because I keep evolving my views on things. So if you do notice that I've been inconsistent on a position, let me know, and I'll think about the two different positions that you're pointing out to me, and I'll pick one of them, one over another. I mean,
Or multiple.
yeah, or like maybe it wasn't inconsistent. Maybe you're thinking that it's inconsistent. Anyways, let's see this. Let's go
No, that
through the
happens
question.
a lot, though.
Yeah,
Hey guys, YouTube has fully demonetized our channel for supposedly hateful and harmful conduct, without telling us what we did wrong. If we get to 1,000 patrons, we will be able to keep paying all our team, our editors, our artists without ever having to worry about monetization again, which would be amazing. Yay! So please support Atheist Republic on Patreon. Link in the description below.